Your cat is across the room. You're on the couch. They're on the floor. Or maybe on the other end of the cushions. You're both just sitting there. And then it happens. They look at you, hold your gaze for a moment, and their eyes close slowly, like they have all the time in the world. And then they open again. You probably smiled. Maybe you said all. Maybe you even blinked back without really thinking about it. And then you went back to your phone. But here's the thing. What just happened wasn't cute background noise. That slow blink is one of the most emotionally loaded things a cat can do. It's not random. It's not sleepiness. It's a deliberate act, a choice. And if you're not responding the right way, which most cat owners aren't, you could be leaving your cat completely unanswered, like hanging up on someone mid-sentence without even realizing you did it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what your cat is saying, why it took scientists until 2020 to actually prove it, and how you can start the conversation yourself before they even blink first. Number 1, they're not just relaxed, they're disarming themselves. Have you ever noticed that when cats are about to fight, they stare, not blink, just stare? Wide, unblinking, locked in. That's not an accident. In feline communication, a direct, sustained gaze with no blinking is a challenge. It's a threat display. It's how cats say, I see you, I'm watching you, don't push me. Most people assume the slow blink is just a cat dozing off or zoning out or being their usual mysterious self. But here's what's really happening. When your cat holds your gaze and then deliberately closes their eyes, they are choosing to stop watching you. That's not passivity. That's a deliberate conscious signal. They're saying, I'm not threatened by you. I'm not on guard. I don't need to monitor you right now. Think about what that actually means for an animal that's both predator and prey. One whose survival instincts were built around constant environmental awareness. Closing your eyes, even for a second, is the most vulnerable thing you can do. You lose your field of vision. You lose your threat detection. And your cat is doing it voluntarily, on purpose, while looking right at you. That's not zoning out. That's trust made visible. Number 2, science finally proved it. And the results surprised even the researchers. For years, cat owners suspected the slow blink meant something. But animal behavior science had never actually tested it. That changed in 2020 when a team of psychologists at the University of Sussex, led by Dr. Tasman Humphrey and Professor Karen McComb, published the first experimental study on slow blinking in cat-human communication in the journal Scientific Reports. They ran 2 separate experiments. In the first, they worked with 21 cats in their own homes. Owners were coached to slow blink at their cats. The result? Cats were significantly more likely to slow blink back when their owners initiated it, compared to when owners just sat in the room without interacting. The cats were responding on purpose. The second experiment was even more striking. A researcher, a complete stranger to these cats, either slow blinked at them or held a neutral expression with no direct eye contact. Then they extended their hand. The cats who had been slow blinked at were notably more likely to approach. A person they'd never met. One simple eye gesture changed everything about how the cat chose to respond. Professor McComb described this as the first time slow blinking had ever been experimentally confirmed as a real communication signal between cats and people. Not folklore, not wishful thinking. Verified, documented, peer-reviewed communication. And hey, If this is changing the way you see your cat right now, hit that subscribe button and like the video. That's how we get this content to more cat owners who want to actually understand what their cats are trying to say. Number 3. It's the closest thing cats have to a genuine smile. And that comparison is more scientific than you'd think. The researchers at Sussex noted something in their paper that I think is genuinely beautiful. The slow blink in cats has parallels to what's called the Duchenne smile in humans. The Duchenne smile is the real one, the one that reaches your eyes, makes the corners crinkle, and physically cannot be faked on command. It's what separates a real smile from a polite one, and psychologists can tell the difference in a photograph. You can force your mouth into a smile, but the eye movement, that's involuntary. That's actual emotion leaking through the body's wiring, bypassing conscious control. The slow blink works the same way for cats. It's not a reflex. It's not random muscle movement. It's an expression tied to genuine ease and positive emotional state. Cats under stress don't slow blink. Cats that feel watched or unsafe don't slow blink. Cats that are bracing for something, a vet visit, a loud noise, an unfamiliar person, don't slow blink. It only appears when everything inside them settles into, I'm okay, you're okay, we're okay here. So the next time your cat slow blinks at you from across the couch, you're not imagining a connection. You're witnessing the feline equivalent of a genuine smile aimed directly at you. Number 4. Staring at your cat might be quietly working against you. Here's something most people never consider. Cats blink roughly 2 to 5 times per minute. Humans blink around 15 to 20. That gap is enormous. And cats are perceptive enough to notice patterns like that. Most cat owners believe that holding eye contact with their cat is warm, affectionate, like you're sharing a deep, meaningful moment. And sometimes that's true. But if you're holding that gaze without slow blinking, just staring, steady, unmoving, you're actually sending a message in cat language that reads very differently than you intended. In feline body language, a hard, sustained stare is confrontational. It's what cats do when they're sizing up a threat or about to escalate a situation. And you might be doing it completely by accident, dozens of times a day, while your cat sits there quietly reading it as low-level tension they can't quite name. You don't mean it that way. But cats can't read your intentions, only your behavior. And your behavior, without slow blinks woven in, says, I'm alert, I'm watching you. Something might be about to happen. One small change fixes this, and it costs you nothing. Number 5. You can actually start the conversation yourself. This is the piece most people don't realize. The Sussex study didn't just prove that cats respond to slow blinks. It proved you can initiate it. You don't have to wait and hope your cat goes first. You can start the exchange. And it works with cats who don't even know you. Strangers in the experiment got meaningful responses from cats they'd never met before. That tells you something important. This isn't only about the depth of your existing bond. It's a language. And any cat that speaks that language can respond to it, regardless of your relationship history. Here's how to do it right. Wait until your cat is already calm, lying down, settled in, not mid-zoomies. Make gentle, soft eye contact. Then slowly close your eyes, hold for a second or two, and open them softly. Don't stare hard right after. Don't lean forward. Let your gaze drift naturally to the side. That tells them you're not issuing a challenge, just offering a greeting. Professor McComb called this starting a conversation. And that's exactly what it is. You're speaking a sentence in their language, and most of the time they'll answer. Number 6, what it means when your cat stops slow blinking at you. Earlier, I said I'd come back to something. Here it is. When a cat that used to slow blink at you stops. The slow blink only happens when a cat has reached a true baseline of ease. No threat in the environment, no hypervigilance humming underneath, no chronic low-level stress. It's a behavior that requires safety to even be possible, which means if it disappears, if your cat used to offer it and now they don't, something has shifted in their internal world. It could be environmental. A new pet, a schedule change, construction noise, a shift in the household's overall energy. It could be physical. Low-grade discomfort or pain they can't communicate in any other way. It could be accumulated stress that's quietly raised their alert level just enough that full, genuine relaxation becomes harder to reach. A follow-up study by the same Sussex team found that shelter cats who slow blinked at visitors got adopted faster, because that single gesture signals openness, willingness to connect, emotional availability, ease around humans. When it goes quiet in your own home, your cat isn't telling you they've stopped loving you, but they might be telling you they don't feel fully safe right now. And that slow blink, that tiny, voluntary moment of looking at you and choosing to close their eyes, was always proof that at some point, they did. That's not nothing. That's everything.